There it goes.
Ooh. We're live.
Hi.
We're live. Okay, so we were told to take 1 minute, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna be a mess, and it's gonna be awesome few minutes. So thank you for spending a part of your evening with us, and hopefully you're just gonna be enlightened. You're going to be, your cup's gonna be filled up, and you're gonna know that if we can do this business, you absolutely can do this business. So we're really excited about that. So thank you for hanging out with us. My name is Danielle Mahar, and I'm an ambassador diamond with ItWorks Global. Oh, it says it right there. This is my sidekick.
Hi, I'm Sarah O'Connell, and I'm also an ambassador diamond with ItWorks Global.
So I love that when we were signing up to do these Google Hangouts with all these years, and you guys, we have been watching along with you, and you've got some awesome tips about building this business, what to do on month end, where the vision is going. And so we just kind of want to build on that, and specifically building with a best friend. And we understand that that's not everyone's reality. We understand that that's not everyone's like story. And we're going to share a little bit about our stories of our journeys with ItWorks Global. I just want you to know that you're a part of a family, and that you are going to find people in your life that are absolutely going to change your world. And the girl sitting to my right is one of those people. And so I'm just going to dive into us, and because we have been best friends since
what, 5th grade?
Yes. I mean, we were basically just learning to walk, but I can't remember my life without her. And so this business is super special to me, and it means a lot to me, and mostly because there's someone that I love dearly doing this business with me. So to start off with my story, I've been with ItWorks. We were just talking about it. We're coming up to 5 years in March, which is crazy to think about. So March of 2012, I saw, like I'm sure many of you, some before and after pictures of belly after belly after belly after belly. There's maybe a little butt there, some thighs, about these crazy wraps. And I thought, there is no way that you can put this wrap on your body and have results in as little as 45 minutes. I had never seen anything like it. I was super skeptical. My background happens to be in nursing, so it didn't make sense to me. I didn't really believe it, and I didn't really buy into it. So my sponsor, and I guess more of an acquaintance at the time, Kelly Kaufman, she kept posting, and she was really excited about these products that she was offering and excited about the opportunity. So I watched for maybe, I think it was about 2 months, and she made a post, and she was started talking about stretch mark cream. So back up, I'm a mama of 4. At the time, I had 3 little ones at home, and my first one, you can attest to this, my first one tore me up from the floor. Like, my tummy was stretch marks galore. So I knew that, I mean, I didn't believe in the wraps, but I thought, okay, if that stretch mark cream works, I am going to be the best loyal customer, and I will be a loyal customer for a lifetime. So I actually started my journey as a loyal customer. And I think that's super important, because some of those people could be your best distributors. Not that I think I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I think I did okay in this business and doing okay in this business. So just think about that. So if you find someone who loves the product, that's sometimes all it takes for you to find your next rock star. So there's maybe tip number 1. So anyways, I signed up as a loyal customer. And in fact, in my message to Kelly asking about the product, I said, please don't try to sell me on the wraps, because I'm like, that's kind of weird. It's not really, I don't think that would be my thing. And please do not, I don't want to hear anything about the business. And then I ended it with a heart, to like make it not so like hard, like a little softer, a little kinder. And somehow that girl, she sold me, I indeed got the stretch mark cream, which I love. She sold me on some defining gel. I shouldn't say sold, shared. And then somehow a box of 4 wraps got into my shopping cart. I don't know how. I think I'm pretty, like, when I say something, I'm going to stick to it. Somehow those darn wraps got into my shopping cart. And I tried 1 wrap at home, and it was love at first wrap. And so I had awesome results. I felt good. My tummy was tighter. I saw a difference with 1 wrap, and I thought, oh my goodness, if there's something to this, and I was excited about it. So I still at that point had no intention of building a business, but I went to work, and I was a labor and delivery nurse, and I went to work, and I started talking to my coworkers, and I shared my skepticism with them in the break room, and showing them what other people, what these wraps were. And Oh, I just froze.
Just froze for a sec.
Okay. So they knew that I was already skeptical. And so when I showed them my before and after pictures and I was excited about it, a lot of them were asking, well, how do I get that? How can I purchase straps? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? And I always say, like, I'm not the smartest person by any means, but I'm also not super dumb either. It depends on the day. But I just knew, okay, what if this could be something? What if all the excitement that Callie was showing on social media was her reality? And so I, within a week of joining as a little customer, I simply sent her my next message. After I said, please don't talk to me about the business, I just simply asked, do you think I could do this? And it took her just to saying, yes, you would be amazing. And of course you're going to say that. But she had no idea. She had no idea what I was going to do. And from that moment on, something sparked in me thinking, okay, I don't know what I'm doing 100%. I don't really know, I guess backstory a little bit. My husband, Drew, he had been part of quite a handful of other opportunities. And he saw a passion and a vision for a lifestyle and a different way of living, which is an awesome thing that network marketing can give people. I just didn't see that for our family. And I didn't see how that was possible in this industry. And so I don't know what it was about ItWorks. I don't know what it is when I push submit and I signed as a distributor. In my mind, I told people that I was going to make $1 million. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I liked the product. So going from that, it was just that mindset, just feeling something different. And I was so excited about the opportunity. And I just started sharing and I started talking and I started just sharing my excitement, not knowing. I remember writing to Kelly and saying, I don't even know if I'm making it. If I made my first penny yet. I don't know. I'm just so excited about whatever it is that I'm doing. And I was getting things out of this business very, very early on that it was like filling a void in my life. And I wanted to do this business. I wanted to spend time there. I thought when I looked at those ranks and those charts of the income, I thought, you know what, maybe I can go executive. Maybe that could be it. But there's no way that I could go Ruby. Like if I went Ruby, I felt like I would fall over and die because I didn't think that was me. I didn't think it was possible for me until enter stage, I don't know which way I stage right. Sarah, she, like I said, we've been connected at the hip for as long as I can remember. And she came home. So we're both from Minnesota. And she came home and she'd seen me do other things. And I'm gonna ask her a question a little bit. And so she had seen me do other things. I don't know what it was about this too. Maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna ask you. As you share your story of what she saw with ItWorks and why she decided, we've done a lot. I mean, if we were to go back in our life.
Well, we may have made some really good decisions and then maybe some really bad decisions, but we're still here. And we built a lot of character.
That was it. That was like, if we were going to be arrested in jail, it was like, whatever, we're together, we do this.
We've got this.
That's how we do life. And so she probably was the last person that I ever thought would join. But also knowing that, actually, I'm just going to stop there and I'm going to hand it over to you and share a little bit about your story and getting started with this company.
So I do remember seeing Danielle post on Facebook. So for those of you that wonder if people see your posts, even though they don't comment or like anything, that was me. And then the other thing is I remember Danielle, as soon as I asked her, okay, what are you doing? Because like Danielle said, I had seen them do a couple of, or her husband, tap into a few other businesses. But the difference, I think, is that I've known Danielle forever. And like we just kind of said, if she's going to do something, like we're just going to go like all 110% in. And that is 110% my style. So even the thought of starting something like this, I would have never seen myself doing something like this. But the thing is if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I knew that this was a person that would have the same mindset as I had if I was going to be doing it. So I remember reaching out and just asking her, I'm like, what are you doing? And she was super, super excited. Did she tell me everything scientific about her results? No, but as her best friend, like she said, after her first kiddo, and then, you didn't have your fourth yet. So then her next two, that was something she always said. She was like this beanpole, and she had 3 kids, and, people look at her and are like, yeah, that's exactly what I would want to be. But she hated her stretch marks. She hated them. She was like, if I ever do anything for myself, that's something I'm going to get rid of. And so she just said, I tried the wraps, Sarah. I was seriously blown away. I'm obsessed with this stretch mark cream. And just even hearing how excited she was for her results, I couldn't help but not be excited for her. So then I kind of continued to watch. And like she said, I was going to be coming home to visit because my first son was just, I think like 4 months old maybe. And so I remember coming home and I just said, when I'm home, why don't we'll get together because we always do. And you can tell me more about it. So that way she had already been in what, maybe 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks, okay? So she came over and Danielle did what she knew to do. She was like, okay, do you want to wrap? I'm like, sure, yes, I want to wrap, right? It doesn't matter, you guys. I'm just going to be really honest and real right now. It doesn't matter what size you are, how much you weigh, how fit you are. None of that matters. Like we all have that one area that we're like, we just don't like this area. And so that's exactly what I said. I'm like, I want to wrap my legs. She's like, I've never wrapped legs before. I'm like, well, this is good. We're going to do this together. So she wrapped my legs and then started talking about it. So while she's talking to me about the business, the wraps were already on my legs. I did not even wait to see if I got results from the wraps. I was already signing up. So, and the thing is I'm also a nurse. And so health is my passion, obviously, in helping people. And so when I first asked Danielle the question, I told her, I was like, I just want to know what your website is. So I went there and I am totally like, we can both party. That's the deal. But here's the deal. She doesn't care what something costs, any of that. Like she's going to have the fun. I was like, I need to know what's in these products before I tell people about them, or if this is something I was going to do or use or whatever. So I researched the products. I researched them. I tried to find something wrong with them and I couldn't. And I'm like, okay, so that's a good sign. Like secretively, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's good. And then, so I remember telling her, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start this business with you. It was only $99. I spent $99 at Target without even thinking about it. And I was totally that skeptic signing up. So I remember asking, probably the worst best friend ever. And, when you look at it, cause I'm like, okay, if I'm horrible at this, can I quit? She's like, yes, you can quit. I'm like, okay, nothing. Like, no, I'm not going to get charged anything secretive. Like none of that. She's like, no. And then I remember thinking, I just remember telling her, like, Danielle, I cannot lose money doing this. I had just gotten back from maternity leave, but I knew from that, you guys, like I loved my job. I loved it, loved everything about it. I was exactly where I wanted to be in my job. But the thing is I didn't want to have to work extra shifts anymore. Like my total mindset changed while I was on maternity leave. I think it was like my first time having 3 months off of work since I was 14 years old. So work is me, like that is who I am. It fulfills me. That's like totally my thing. And so is people. And so I remember thinking to myself, like, I just don't want to have to work extra for us to be able to go fly to see our family. Or if some of the unknowns come up, like, I don't want to have to be, away from my son for 13 hours at a time. Or feel like when we're super busy at the hospital that I feel like I have to be picking up shifts because I have nursing school loans. Like, I just want to be able to just be. So that was the reason why I started. I was looking for an extra $500 a month. That would have been, for me, that's one shift at the hospital. So I was like, perfect, that could be my extra shift. And as we start paying some stuff off, or my school loans, maybe once they're gone, in 10 years or whatever I thought it would take, then I can even just maybe think of being maybe like dropping one shift at the hospital. Or if we were low census, that I could stay home with my family instead of being away or feeling like this is where I needed to be. And so that is why I started. And my goals were so simple in starting. I, just like Danielle's like, I had no idea if I was making money. I asked her and she goes, well, I think I have to be because I've gone through 9 boxes of wraps in 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, so that's good. Like people love the wrap. And that's one thing she could tell me, but she had no idea if she was making money. She didn't know the answer to every single question that I had for her. And that was okay. Like that didn't stop me. Not once was I like, oh, I'm not joining her because she doesn't know that answer. Like that really had nothing to do with it. And so just know, like, people are going to ask you stuff. And even if you don't know the answer, like, it is okay. And if they really want to know the answer, you can find it. You have a lot of people that you can go to. So that is kind of where we started. So we were like the blind leading the blind, but we had excitement on freaking fire. And so, my first goal, I remember telling Danielle, was I have to break even, right? So I was dreaming super big with this business. And then my next goal was just, I thought if I made $500 extra a month in a year, like I was gonna always do this. Like that was awesome. That was an extra $500 a month that I didn't have before and that I could easily do while working my full-time job and still being a mom and still being a wife and all those good things. So that is kind of how I started.
So I just want to touch, I don't even have some, I know, see, we're going to be candid and we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants.
Ask questions.
Yeah, so again, that's how we roll. But I love that because Sarah and I, like, we have been through a lot together. We've been through all of our highs and lows and breakups and oh my gosh, you guys, we just, she's my person. Like we've just done life together and continue to do so. But the one thing about like we're so different at the same time. Yeah. Like she said, like I was like, tell me I'm gonna go ride a unicorn and I am all about going to ride that unicorn. She is just a little more thought out and more likes to know. And she's, if you know her personality colors, she's very much a green. And so Sarah is the only one, and I think I even did this before I signed up, and she owes me like probably $45
for printing the binder. Yeah,
I printed her a binder. You guys don't do this. Don't ever do this, but it worked for her. So maybe do this. Yeah,
maybe I should start doing this.
She carried around this binder, and I just went to the documents of our e-suite and printed off every single page that I could to give her. Like, here you go. Here's your information. Do you think I read that stuff? No, I did not read that stuff, but she did, and she probably still has that in her highlighter.
I know.
She actually went to class. I was under the weather quite often. So there's a difference there, but so I love that. So like we talked about, you had seen us do some. I guess I dabble. I support. No, I wasn't able. I didn't really support my husband in this, but he saw something. So he was trying different companies. What was it, or what was the difference? Like, I mean, you obviously, we've been together for a long time. We're like husband and wife, really.
A relationship.
What was the difference with ItWorks? Like,
I think, like, I didn't know all that I know now of ItWorks, which, I mean, I don't know how you can even be more in love with it, but it just happens all the time and as the years go by. But I think it was the person who was presenting it, honestly. And so, like, just know you have a lot of power within yourself that you probably don't even know. And then excitement. And then I also knew with ItWorks that the products were plant-based. That was big to me. That's where we're at. And now, I mean, it's huge. But even 5 years ago, like that wasn't necessarily a huge focus, I don't think, for a lot of people. But for me, it was something that I'm like, if you're taking it from the earth to this, like, and you're not altering it, it's good for you. And so that was something that was super important to me. Like I said, I looked into the products. I didn't know what to ask about the business because I'd never done a single business like this. And so I think the things that I asked was the risk. The risk was like, there was no risk. There was no risk in joining this business. And so I'm like, why wouldn't you try it? Instead of saying like, why would I? Why wouldn't you? You know, and obviously the fun aspect of it, like I got to do something with one of my best friends. I love helping people. This is based around people. I mean, when you do business with people, like that's good. You know, that doesn't ever get old. And so that was another thing. And then debt-free. I remember Danielle being like, they're debt-free. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, they're debt-free. Like they don't have a loan out for their business and they don't have this and that. And you know, I remember sitting there thinking, I'm like, gosh, if I could just get rid of my school loans. Like we didn't have a ton of debt, like, but we had the normal debt that people think is normal. And so I just kept thinking, okay, even if I could pay off my school loans with this extra money each month, I'm like, that would be amazing. It's not that I don't love my education or think that it was worth every penny I paid for it, but I hated paying $600 a month for it. I hated it. And I thought, okay, how awesome. If they're telling me to pay this off, I'm going to pay this off. And then I have an extra $600 every single month. Like even if this business went away, you know, once I was done paying my school loans off. So those were some of the things that ItWorks really stood out to me, and the environment. It's fun. Like you are on a team. You belong somewhere. You are not by yourself. You're not just signed up and dropped off. I love that. I love that even though I didn't maybe read every product, I did read the comp plan and it didn't make any sense to me. But I still had access to all this information. Like nothing was hidden. There was nothing that was hidden. So, and I felt like I did a pretty good job asking a lot of questions. Like I said, that was probably a pain in the butt to sign up. But like I said, when you just say, when there's no risk to it, I mean, that's just huge for so many of us because there's a lot of us that can't take risks right now, and that's okay. And that's where a lot of us start. So
absolutely. So just to piggyback on that, so this industry is growing. There are companies all over.
Yeah.
Everywhere there's one popping up, I'm sure, on a daily basis, because I think they know the power of network marketing is huge. And if you are a skeptic of this industry, stop, just stop.
Yeah.
It works. And I know there's a lot of great companies out there. I think it's fair to say that you and I have found ours.
Yes.
And found what's perfect for us. So with all these options and with all these people, okay, so we've grown our businesses to the highest rank of the company, and that's no easy task. That's something that we've done and we've built and we've grown, we've blood, sweat, and tears, and we're going to talk about business building here in 2 seconds. But there's a lot of people coming at us, seeing what we've done, seeing success that we've had, wanting us to join their teams elsewhere. So I just want to ask you, because I know where my heart is with this, what keeps you here with ItWorks Global and not looking left or right to any other opportunity?
Our corporate team, we'll talk about events too, but I was totally, you're born a skeptic, that's okay. I embrace that. The thing is, I also embrace people that are going to prove me wrong, and I welcome that with open arms. That's one of those things where, I said to Danielle, I ask a question and I'm like, I feel like I know the answer, but then when it comes out the wrong, and I'm not right, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's great. And so I think for me, my first event, when I went there and I saw their vision, I saw our corporate team right in front of us. I saw, they're teaching people to dream big. I'm like, there was just so many things that spoke to me when I was there that I'm like, they're here. They put your faith first. They put your family first. Those are things that should be first, and they're teaching you how to do something and build an income, but also while building a life at the same time. That is really hard to find. And I loved my job. That's the thing. But at the same time, it was a pain if I had a kid that was sick. It was a pain. I felt like I was leaving people high and dry, that type of thing. And I hated that, and so even just seeing that, and that they're a team aspect and they are built on simplicity, I like that. I like that somebody can come in and learn 3 steps and they can build it from this to this just by repeating it and by being committed. I'm a loyal person. I'm a committed person. I like that. I look for those people in my life, even without this business. I don't want people to come and go all the time. I like my people. And so that was something that I just loved about ItWorks, and still do to this day. I love that they give back. That was something that spoke huge to me. I had always, even just as a nurse, had wanted to go on a mission trip. That was something, and I just didn't even know where to start. And here was just another thing that ItWorks was offering, is just opening so many doors and allowing us to give back, even in small amounts if that's where you started. And I love that part of it, because it just made it easy, and it was another void in my life that was easily filled just by saying yes to this company. Absolutely. And being a part of this business. So
I love, and because we can talk all day long about what this company has done for us as individuals and for our families. But I think something that's grown near and dear to our hearts is the giving back and how important that is. And even in the holidays and what we've been able to do year after year. And Sarah mentioned mission trips. She just got back October from Honduras. My husband and I went to Africa in August because an opportunity like this allowed us, opened up some doors for us to give back in ways that we didn't even, when we signed up for this business, that we didn't think that came along with it. So very, very cool. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes. So we are just going to kind of ask some of the questions that we get a lot, I guess, and even just showing this is how we've really incorporated this business into our lifestyle. Life doesn't stop. We know that. Things happen. You move, there's marriages, there's babies, there's lots of different things, there's struggles, all those things. But the crazy thing is that you can still build this business super easily alongside of all that. So Danielle, when you were just starting this business, what was your mindset in how you were going to build this business and what you were going to do with it compared to almost, 4.5 years later? What's your mindset? Just even knowing what you know.
I almost think in the beginning, my excitement, I was just on fire for, I didn't even know what. I was just so excited and having so much fun doing something that it was new to me. And I know we've heard each other's stories so many times, but I think even in the workplace of working with all these women, it wasn't always a positive thing. It wasn't always a super fun thing to go to work and be among some of these people. A lot of it was great, and that's, I think, why we both worked up until almost gosh, you worked past ambassador.
Yeah.
I worked about 6 months prior to going ambassador. And so we worked full time being moms and all this stuff because we loved our job. But there were some things about it that just wasn't that fun. So when I got off of work and I came home and I was supposed to, like, after working a 12-hour night shift, what I should have done is gone to bed. But my mindset there was I was so excited to pour myself into ItWorks Global, into this, at that time, a hobby. I never thought it would ever be a career, but into a hobby of mine. And so my mindset was just like ignorance on fire. It was messaging people, it was posting on Facebook, and we laugh, we look back at our posts almost 5 years ago.
Simple.
So simple and so silly. And I'm like, I would never say those things now, but obviously it worked, so maybe I should say those things again. But I didn't care. Like, I did not care, especially when I had someone that I cared alongside me, and we're doing this and running and we're building this business together. It was so much fun. So I just think the excitement of it was that's what drove me, and that's what I wanted. And so of course, when you see those paychecks go up and you gain a rank and you continue on, and then your team starts to promote, and then their checks go up, like, it is almost, this was like my drug of choice. It was good. It was fun. 4.5 years later, almost 5 years later, it's still still fun. But my mindset's different because maybe this works, I guess, against me sometimes. I know a little bit too much, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so I start to, like, instead of just like winging it and going with it and just knowing that people are gonna love what they love, like I start to overthink things sometimes. But however, over 5 years, I have gained such a love for this company and a love for the people in this company and the people on our teams. And I just look back now at our organization, and there are like so many people that I would not have ever known without this company. Mm-hmm. Sideline, upline, downline. And I would have been missed out on so many amazing friendships and relationships. And so my mindset now is just like, how can I want other people to join and find that love that I have for this company. And I want them to feel what I feel, and that commitment and that loyalty. And I want them to know, like, what we're about. And then my mindset too is just like, it's not necessarily about us anymore. It's like, how many lives can we change? How many people can we introduce this opportunity to? How many people can we give back to? How many people can we impact? And so I think in the beginning, for a lot of us, it's me, like my goals, my this, my that. And then once you reach some of those goals, you get to look outside of yourself. I'm gonna stop saying your side notes that I'm gonna mention later. So there's maybe a little bit of difference. So gonna flip it back to you. So you're a busy mom. You have two young ninjas at home, keep you busy and on your toes. We talked about, you worked past ambassador as a labor and delivery nurse. So you have kids, you have a husband, you had a job, you had obligations. You're an awesome friend. I do know that, and you still had some fun in there. So how did you juggle that, and what does your day-to-day look like, or throughout this journey?
So, like when I started, like I said, going back to even that first thing, I remember telling Danielle, like, I'm a dreamer, but I'm a realist. And so I remember telling her, like, I'm not quitting my job to do this. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to do that. So, and that's, a lot of people don't join that way, and they still find awesome success. A lot of people, they want to find something different because they hate where they're at. Like, that's just it. So for myself, it was one of those things that I worked, and same thing. Like, I was so excited that when I got home, even though I couldn't have touched my phone, and I was working nights, so I'm a total night owl, but I would get home and I would respond to messages. Like, I could not go to bed. And I remember my husband coming in, he's like, it's 10:30 a.m. and you've been up for 2.5 hours, and you have to get up in like 4 hours to be back at the hospital again. And I'm like, I know, I'm just signing up all these loyal customers. And I did it when I had the time to do it. And then I would wake up and I would give myself a half hour. So I easily started waking up after my shift, and I would be like, okay, instead of at like 3:30, I'm gonna wake up at 2:30. And I'm gonna make sure that I've shared these products. I followed up with people that had talked about ordering, made sure that, there's lots of people have a lot of questions, which is great. I don't assume that I'm gonna sign up a loyal customer right on the spot every single time. I'm okay. I don't wanna be pressured, honestly. And had Danielle been upset that she had to answer more than 3 questions to get me joined, I like would have been like, peace out. Like, I'm so glad that you wrapped me and that's that, you know? So I would answer some of those questions, and then I got ready for work, and I had dinner with my family, and I saw my boys, and, you know, spent a couple hours, and then I'd be off to work, and the same thing would start. And the thing is, you guys, is that as I was posting on Facebook, I didn't talk about it at work. Like, honestly, we didn't have a lot of time. Like, we run hard. We're a super busy hospital. We do a lot of deliveries. And I just didn't have time. We were all over the place. And so the thing is that by posting one time on Facebook, or in the morning when I got home, and then when I woke up, that was twice a day, just about ItWorks. So whether it was a product, or maybe even the business, or, you know, something that just kind of came to me, or if I got a bonus on a Friday, or whatever it was twice a day that I was actually putting something out there. And that had people asking me questions at work, you know? And I just remember saying, like, hey, if you want more information, just message me when we're on our half-hour drive home, and I'll totally answer all your questions that you have. And same thing, like, I had that binder. That thing was nice for me. Like, it was nice because I knew she was there to answer questions, but at the same time, like, we were working opposite. So it was like, she was working day shift, I'm working night shift. We were working separate days, and it was nice because if somebody asked me how something worked, I literally, you guys, wrote word for word what it told me on the product description. So just know, like, you don't have to know everything about everything, and you can write a description and tell somebody how something works, and that's what I loved about it. So I think I made this business a part of my life, to be honest with you, and I did it so it worked for me. And so that was another question I asked Danielle. I'm like, I can't do this if we have to do parties. I am not a shy person. I am outgoing. The thing is I will be like this if I talk in front of anybody. Like, I've gotten a lot better over the years, but like, that was my first instinct. Like, I am going to be pitting out. I cannot do parties. Like, this is not my thing. And she was like, you don't even have to do parties. I'm like, okay, either this is too good to be true, or she's telling me just like whatever I want to hear.
That was it. I don't
know. But it was good. Like Danielle said, when Kelly told her, like, you're going to be good at this, like, I was like, okay, I mean, that's what she's telling me, you know? And so had she like really thought of stuff and like went into all this stuff, you guys, I would have totally overthought this thing. And then I would have been upset that I didn't join when I joined, to be honest. So, and you guys, I've made it fit into my lifestyle. So when people ask me about the wraps, I just told them, I'm like, stop by my house, let me wrap you quick. I did wrap appointments, and they would come over. I would throw a wrap on them, made $25. In the process of wrapping them, I asked them their goals. I showed them my little product catalog that I had from my business builder kit. And then I just said, like, if you want this at my price, because you'll probably want more than just one wrap, because 4 wraps is an actual treatment. So this is just kind of telling you, like, do you like it? Do you like how it feels? Do you like how it smells? That type of thing. And if so, then let's get you the full treatment, $40 off. And that is how I ran my business, like, the entire time. And so my kids would be running around. My husband was making dinner. Half the time I was in scrubs. It didn't matter. And I think for a lot of it, like, it worked with me because people could see, like, she does work full time. She works nights. Like, I work the shift that nobody wants, and I loved. And so, and I think it just showed people, like, this is how easy it is to wrap somebody. So as I was wrapping people, they're like, same thing. Do you think that I could do this business? Are you actually making money with this business? Yeah, I am. And I remember my first month, I didn't do a single party, but I wrapped people like crazy. I signed little customers because I used the tool, just like Danielle did. She used the wrap, which is why I signed up as a distributor. Like, and I didn't ask to be wrapped. Danielle was like, let me wrap you. And that's exactly what I told people. I'm like, let me wrap you. Yeah, let me wrap you. And then we talked about stuff. And so, and it's good because this is a show product. So that is kind of what I did. And it was good because I think people could see it's super simple and it's fun and it's laid back. And I think that worked in my favor, I guess.
Absolutely.
And so still to this day, you guys, I obviously do this full time, but I don't sit behind a computer. I don't sit on my phone for 14 hours straight. I wake up early in the morning. I need my little calm down time anyways before my kiddos wake up. And I will sit in bed and I follow up to messages. I answer some questions back. I have new people that I'm friending and meeting, even just through different groups and all that type of stuff. And I can even plan my posts if I want to So that way, if I get busy and my day gets out of control, that I literally can just fire them off as I need to keep sharing this products and this business that I absolutely love. And so that is what I do. And as it comes to and people ask about it, I respond. And it's easy. I can be at hockey practice and be signing up a distributor because we have all the tools that literally virtually can come with you no matter where you're at. And you don't have to have a ton of stuff with you.
Awesome.
So, and how about you? What do you feel like your day looks like on a day-to-day building this business?
I think some very similar, some completely different. Like Sarah, I love that she is super organized and she's made me that. We're like, we have checklists and like before the end of the day, like there's some non-negotiables that have to happen. And some of it, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like doing. I do not like spending my day on social media. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But is important for building a business? 100%. However, like my day-to-day is I'm a firm believer in working this business right where you're at and right where your life is at. So we are all, I love the fact that we are all, you know, we have different backgrounds, we have different professions, we have different, you know, we do different things in life. We're at different stages of our life. And so right now, I think you and I are both in the stage where we have young kiddos.
Yes.
We have little kiddos that they need mommies. They need us. So like just working.
They still want us.
They still want us. Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of them. So I've got 4 kids that, you know, I want to be the mom. I didn't do this business to sit behind a computer. I didn't do that to live my life looking down at my phone. So there's maybe the parts where I struggle, but I do live big and we know that I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I'm all those things, but like I want to be someone that people are attracted to, whether they're just curious because like yesterday, I put my husband's underwear on my head and I thought that was totally normal. It's not normal to come to think, like, I guess not, but I want people to be invited into my life and to be excited about what I'm excited about. So just being myself, maybe we're going to get to that in showcasing my life on a day-to-day basis. So it is getting up and cuddling my kids in the morning and sometimes scooting them out the door for school, spending time with my 3-year-old that's still at home. But there's people, we just moved into a brand new home. So there's people in my house all the time. What do you think I'm wearing every day? Like I'm wearing my gear, I'm going out, I'm furniture shopping, I'm doing all this stuff. People know what I do because I'm constantly a walking brand for my business. I've got a decal in the back of my car. You guys, and that just happened that just happened within the last few months. But people are seeing that. And so again, just marketing for myself and in this business and inviting them, you know, first and foremost, I want to make new friends. I don't want anyone just to sign up in my business. I want to spend time with people that I thoroughly enjoy because we know that's where the fun is and that's where the excitement is and that's where people get their commitment because there's people that in this business that like I could not imagine my life without. And so that's like the thing that keeps me here. I mean, beyond the paychecks and all that good stuff and the compensation, all that great stuff. But so that's, you know, my day-to-day is just working my business into my current life. You know what, how I work my business right now might not be how I work my business even in 5 years when my kids are a little bit more independent and they are, you know, driving. I can't even believe it. Or, you know, when they go off to college, like I think really long-term with this business. So right now it's doing life, the crazy, people get to know me. I hope to be very, very authentic in my life, whether I'm having a really great day where I'm like, I'm on point, I'm a good mom, I'm a good wife, I'm all this stuff. Or the days, you know, where I'm like, I'm like a 2 out of 10. Like, and I still take that and I still share that stuff with me because that's real life. But my passion for this business is the constant, and regardless of how I build, how I do that. So following up is super important. Making new friends, super important, whether it's in person, which is kind of where I thrive and what I love. Growing my network and different things, you know, we're newer to this area, so joining a new church, growing that network. Our kids are in school, getting involved in school. I'm a hockey mom. There's so many ways, you guys, and we live minutes apart from each other, and we have completely different networks of people that we're continuously welcome into our lives for them to get to know us. And then the questions start, oh, what do you do? What is this wrap? And then you you just don't even know where that relationship's going to go at that point. So that's kind of my day-to-day hot mess of a life, and it's awesome.
And you know, the thing that I think is super important is that just know, like, there's people that join that don't even have Facebook and that type of stuff, and that's okay. Like, there's so many different ways to build this business. I'm kind of with Danielle. I love people. That's my thing. Like, that's where I'm in my element. So same thing. Like, I do coffee and crunch dates with people. I go meet people for coffee if I can. If I can't, I'm on the phone. Like, I'm not hiding behind my computer. I am messaging people. If you looked at my Instagram, the first thing is I'm exchanging numbers with somebody, and I just say, like, hey, just text me, or if we can hop on the phone, like, it will be so much easier than writing 75 messages back and forth. And so just, I guess, you know what you're comfortable with. There's so many different ways to build this business, and you do what works for you at that time in your life. And I think, like Danielle said, that's ever changing. Sometimes you live in an area where there's not a lot of people, so social media might be one of your main things. And then you kind of start getting to know people even in the surrounding areas, but then that grows your network even more, you know, and then, or you already are in a big city like we are. And so when we're going on a day-to-day basis to all these different places, I mean, every place that we really go to other than, you know, each other's house is like 15, 20 minutes away. So when she's driving around with her decal, like, there's a lot of people that see that, or when you're at a store or whatever it may be. So I think just knowing that you have to know your personality, and it doesn't matter if you're a shy person. It doesn't matter if you're super outgoing. None of those things matter. There's all types of those people in this business. What matters is that you have a reason to be doing this business, you have a goal, and that you are committed. And so, like, when it comes down to it, just know that. And that was one of our questions for each other, is like, what platforms do we use? And we use a bunch of different things. But she likes to be around people, right? So that's what she wants to do. She wants to be partying with people. I do too.
I have noticed I've taken a lot more sips than you have.
I haven't yet.
Taking it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't know where to look even.
I know. That's okay.
Sorry, find my googly eyes.
So, you know, I think you have to do what makes you happy. I like going and having coffee with people. I like that I can hug somebody. That may be awkward for somebody, but they'll get to know me, right? And I like those things. And even for people that have joined my team that live afar, we do stuff like this so I can see them face to face. I maybe will go and travel if I can, or, you know, if I'm going to see family or whatever, and they're within driving distance to that place, like, you can bet your butt that I'm going to be driving to go see them, because it is ultimately based off of relationships, and that's what builds your business super strong, even in the highs and lows, which we are also going to talk about. So just know, you guys, for platforms, like, one of my best tips is just, like, you just make sure, like, you can have your one that you're amazing at, but just make sure that you are dabbing into other things, so that way if something changes on the platform that you're using, or you are going through a crisis where you're not around a lot of people. So Danielle was stuck in one area for a long time due to something, you know, that is unforeseen, that she still does know how to use social media, and she knows how to do that. But it's like, you want to kind of get a couple and at least be able to utilize that so that your network does grow faster, and you build relationships, and you also relate to some of those people that maybe that's how they're going to have to do this, or maybe that's the only way that you can talk to somebody is on social media, you know? And so that's kind of one of our things about the platforms, is just knowing, like, there's a multiple of ways, and you want to make sure that you have a couple of those ways to be building.
I think just to piggyback on that a little bit, like, you don't have to be good at everything too. And that is another tip. So you might not be a super outgoing person that really, like, will take in a hug and make it awkward. Like, that's just who we are. And that's, maybe it's the Midwest in us. I don't know. However, if maybe, okay, I'm just telling you myself, like, I'm not super strong on Instagram because I haven't taken the time to learn it and to perfect that. Sarah is. So my goal is to find someone. I have found a lot of people that are really super solid on Instagram. So I don't necessarily have to be, but I want to find those people that love Instagram. I want to find those people that love wrap parties. I want to find those people who love coffee and crunch. So we have like a plethora of stuff. So we're not just stuck on, you know what, Facebook is the only way to build your business networks global. Like, No, it's not, so you have to find those people.
Yeah.
You have to give those people those options of what works for them. And you don't have to be good at everything either. Like, just because I'm not good on Instagram does not mean I don't have a thriving business.
Right.
Just because I don't post, every hour on social media doesn't mean that I'm not out working my business or talking to people or building relationships. So just know that you have to find your niche, and you have to do that very consistently and very well. And continue to do that, And so even in the seasons of this business or the length of the time of your business, you know what? Guess what? I'm in a place right now where I do need to take some time, take a step back, and I need to learn something new. I need to learn a new skill because to continue to grow my business, because I'm thinking long-term here. So you know what? I might take some extra time and learn some Instagram, or learn some tips from top leaders who are doing really well on Facebook, or whatever, that things that are working for them, and adjust my sales. Because if things aren't working just how you are doing it, some things we get, well, I posted 5 times today and I haven't signed anyone up. Okay, let's work on maybe some follow-up messages. Let's work on something different and find what works for you. And then we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that over and over and over to set you up for success. So I like that we hit on a little bit of that topic.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about, are we good with that?
We're good with that.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about you and I building this business together. We were always my goal when we joined, and this is what I love about us. I think we're competitive with ourselves, but never with each other. Yeah. So my goal when I signed Sarah up was never to keep her one step behind me. Like, it was never my goal to be like, okay, I'm going to be the ambassador and she's my presidential leg. I'm always going to be the higher income earner than her. And that was never the goal. My goal for us was always to be like, we are going to be equal. And we've had moments in our business where there's been years where I have made more than you. There have been years in our business that she has made more than me. And guess what? We get to celebrate in that. And that's what I love about having good friends in this business that are just really wanting to cheer each other on in that. And celebrating our successes in life and in business. So what would you tell someone? So I know that I think our relationship is pretty special.
Yes.
Yes, every blonde needs a brunette. I mean, that's that. So what would you tell someone who may not have the support or that best friend that joins them right away like we had?
Yeah, I think the thing is that, like Danielle said, you will meet some of the best people in this business and there are people that you didn't even know. So in the beginning, my family was super skeptical. I still have good friends that were out here that I lived, because we were in different areas when we first started this business, that still have never joined me. And honestly, you guys, it didn't stop me from where I was going or from hitting goals.
I didn't just join you. Some of our friends have been downright nice.
Or they think this is stupid, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. Like, I could think debt's stupid, there's just different things. I mean, you're kind of like,
stupid.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
But the thing is that never once stopped me. Because that, either way, like, that opinion, whether they thought it was stupid or not, like, that was not going to keep me home with Grady, or not having to pick up an extra shift, or not feeling that guilt of being like, I know that, like, why wouldn't you go maximize your earnings? That type of thing, because my family's important to me. I wanted that time with them. And so for that type of thing, honestly, you guys, be open to meeting new people. Like, they can be some of the best people that are out there. And that's something that I've learned. I guess social media was a blessing to me for some of those reasons, is because I may not have known that they were out there, but maybe they were watching my journey and reached out to me. And now some of those people are people that I talk to every single day. So if you don't have people that are close to you, that want to do this business, first of all, you need to find somebody that's in your upline, downline, or maybe you don't have a downline yet, and that's okay too, but there's a sideline or whatever you have. You can still have, like, that accountability partner to push each other, and then you are going to find those people. Like, you will end up finding those people that want or have the vision that you have, or maybe one of your posts, because you're using you and your story to build your business and to, advertise about it, that's something that relates to them and that hits home. You already have one thing in common. So that's already there. And then, like I said, you just build that relationship with them, and, before you know it, you could have a brand new best friend, and you have a best friend that's on board now, And the thing is I never let skepticism. Like, it didn't make me mean. It didn't hurt my feelings in any way. Like, I guess I completely understood that a lot of people don't get this. And that's okay, because I really didn't either. It was just something in me that I was like, I just have to try, you know? And so I answer questions and I just tell people, I'm like, you know what, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna show them. And that's the crazy thing, is I was like, you know what, I'm gonna show them. And the funny thing is I still get messages that are like, Sarah, I've been watching you for 4 years. I thought like this was gonna be gone 2 years ago. And now I'm mad that I didn't join you when you first messaged me. And I didn't even respond to you, and like I still haven't responded to you. And you know what, you guys, I just laugh. Like, I'm not mad about that, but I'm like, yeah, the joke's on you. Like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna get you going, you know? And I'm like, and that's the other thing. Obviously, no time is too late, but at the same time, just know, like, you will have some of the best people in your business, and they will be people that you never knew before this business. And they are gonna be some of the biggest blessings in your life. So don't let that stop you. And I think if you can learn how to do that, you are hitting one of the hardest things in this business, is learning how to network. Like, you have to figure that out at some point. So even if your friends do jump on board right away, that's awesome. But like, you don't have an infinity amount of friends. You have to be building your network. And we talk to so many new people on a daily basis. And that's the thing, like, even making it a part of our life. Like, I obviously don't know the person checking me out at Target, but I'm gonna get to know her, because I'm gonna ask how her day is. I'm gonna, you know, talk to her. Does she like her job? When is she off of work? Like, those types of things that just get going. And then honestly, you guys, I just ask them. I'm like, if I like them and they're positive and they're giving me good customer service, that is a compliment to them. And I do compliment them. And then I just say, hey, are you on Facebook so we can stay connected? I would love to follow you. Like, easy way to grow your network on the go, even if it's not one of your friends or family.
So you kind of just answer the next question, was just what kind of people would you attract? Yeah. And it is maybe those positive people, those people that are really good at their jobs, so they're people, or your people. I think we all kind of have that person, that personality that we're attracted to. That's super important, you know, just to build relationships. And it doesn't have to be an awkward, like, hi, I'm a network stock girl. Do you want to join my team? Like, it doesn't have to be that. It just can be like, hey, I'm Danielle. Like, I have a business from home. I work, you know, as I'm raising my 4 babies. And then naturally the conversation continues to go elsewhere, because we take that, I think, this life for granted a little bit, that this is normal to us, that, you know, we have our husbands home full time, we're home full time, we get to do lunch dates whenever we want, forgetting that where we were almost 5 years ago was not this life. And so I love that. I love that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Okay, so this was one thing that I wanted to touch on too. Just how important it is to use you in building your business. So that goes beyond just like, it goes beyond it's your personality. It's, you know, what your day-to-day, like Danielle does that a lot, you know, the highs and the lows. Even just like your own results and how important that is in your story in building your business. So I think just saying, like, how important has it been in your business to use who you are, not even changing it, but just who you are to build your business.
Right. I mean, I think it's everything in this business, because as much as I would love to be Sarah, I can't be Sarah, you know? So like, you just have to be comfortable in the skin you're in, wherever you're starting, whether it's like a health goal. You guys, I have been every size in this business, just mostly because I gave birth to another baby. And so my first rep results, like, I love this business because it has products that I can use on a daily basis. And we both have our products that we do not go a day without. And so even after my 4th baby, I was now in my 30s when I had this child, for godforsaken reason, like, shit didn't go back to normal like it was supposed to. And so I had to gain another testimony of what these products were gonna do, you guys. And I had to become a believer almost all over again. And to know, like, when I'm taking these products, like, it gives me energy. Like, I love, like, the skincare. My skin does look really good today. It does look good. Okay. I love, like, tightening up my tummy again, you know, and I use these products every day. And so I want people to know that, for people to know, like, okay, after 5 years, she's still kind of digging those products. And I do. As far as my story goes, I think that's the important thing about this business. And I've heard many leaders talk about just getting your story in front of as many people as possible and telling your story in 1,000 different ways. Because even when we go to events, which I think we'll talk on, you will hear someone on that stage, and that's who you relate to. And you know what? And I think for Sarah and I, it's really easy for us to relate to another nurse or to another mommy or to someone else that comes from, you know, Podunk, Minnesota, or, you know, all these different things. And that's why you just have to get out there, you know, and share your story, share the good, the bad, some of those personal things. And I think that was really hard because I think we're all very private. And of course you get to choose what you get to just share. But at the same time, like I've learned that the more authentic I can be, and not the filtered version of me, but the very unfiltered version of me is the person that others can relate to. And there's nothing better than getting those messages saying like, because of you, like I feel like I can do this, or because of you, you know, on and on and on. And you just like, I feel like you're telling my story. And that's a really great starting point and a really great place to, you know, grow with someone. And I don't think if I was going to be copying and pasting everyone else's stories or everyone else's posts on Facebook or social media, that my business would be authentic or wouldn't, you know, it would definitely have a different feel to it. So I think using yourself and being really comfortable in that, even if you're like, I don't know if I can push the submit button. And of course, share things within reason. Like I probably can cross the line. But that's me, and people know that to be me now, so I don't think anyone's ever shocked with one of my posts. But I try to be tactful. But yes, using yourself you are the best business tool that you have, and you're the business tool that nobody else has. And so you use yourself and use your story and use where you've been and where you're going, and be always forward thinking of what's going to happen. So now, you know, making posts like, I'm being stretched in 2017 and this is where I'm going. And share that stuff, put that stuff out there, because people are intrigued and people want to know this not normal life that you live and this not normal business that you're a part of and this debt that you're paying off that they're going to have for the next 30 years. Like, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Yeah, and I think like even using yourself and really being able to tap into that, like you're not going to have a hard time figuring out what to post. Like you don't have to strategize all the time, or you don't have to copy, or, you know, because then you worry, like maybe somebody's going to see it on this person's page. Now they know that you copied it. Like make it your own. Like you can do the bones of it, or, you know, but just give it your own flair. And the thing is I always say, if you are having a hard time figuring out what to post, so when somebody comes to me and says to me, I just don't know what to post, like how do you know how to post some of this stuff or what you're going to post? Honestly, you guys, if I'm driving, it's like at the most non-opportune times that I'm like, yes, I just have this awesome thing I'm going to share, or this like aha moment. And of course, I'm not supposed to be texting and driving, right? So sometimes I'll send myself a voice memo, and so I can like remember that. Or I tell people, I'm like, make a list of the reasons why you joined this. Make a list of some of the things that you are wanting to fill in your life. Make a list of some of the things maybe you were wanting to get rid of, like take out of your life that was causing you a lot of stress. Make a list of the products you love and why. Like, what's your testimony with that? It doesn't have to necessarily change. And so when you have those lists, and even if you put them on your phone, like if you're having one of those moments, you could be like, okay, I'm going to try to make a business post because I really need some distributors this month. Go to it. Go like base your post off of why you joined or what ItWorks has done for you. Like those are things that you can constantly be filling in and adding. And the other thing is like, you know, use your before and afters. Danielle, she can sell the dickens out of wraps and stretch mark cream because she has awesome before and afters from that, right? And so that may be one of her things. Find the product that you absolutely love. You do not have to love every single product. So if you haven't found that product, you need to keep using some of them, which is why we have our auto ship on anyways. And then, you know, find that product that you love. The thing is if you find a product you love, it is super easy to talk about. And so that was something that I learned from somebody who had never used any of the products in starting this business. So I didn't start as a loyal customer. I still have wraps on my legs that I probably had like 5 more minutes for them to be on. And so for me, as I started slowly using products, it was so easy to talk about them and how they changed my life and how they fit into my life and what they're doing for me and that type of thing. And so I just encourage you, like, use you. Like, you can get ideas, but make your list. Oh, my husband just arrived. You can make your list, and I think that has really helped a lot of people even being able to use that as a tool for themselves. Okay, so I feel like we're kind of getting long-winded, but it's okay. We're gonna speed this up. Okay. Okay, this one I think is important because I feel like in the beginning, we definitely promoted pretty darn fast. We just worked, we were working out for pure excitement. We didn't know a whole lot. I mean, I had read the compensation plan, but I didn't know anything what that meant. So what are your tips on closing like month ends so that things are actually happening? And how even just to get those goals that people are making. So we're telling everybody, you start your month with a goal, right? And so you have to be taking action every single day to get there. It doesn't just happen in the last week or on the 25th of the month. So what are your tips in telling somebody like, this is what our month looked like when we were claiming promotions and what kind of actions you were taking and what communication was happening between your team?
I think, yeah, I mean, communication was everything. And now I like to go back, like, I'm gonna listen to myself now. But we knew each other's moves. We knew what we were doing. We knew what volume was needed. We knew how many distributors that were needed. We had our key people in those key points of promotions, because again, I love this business because you can't promote unless other people are promoting. So that's such a beautiful thing about this. So it's like when you had that on board, you knew that say you were going diamond, you knew who your emerald was, and they were like, you were like laser focused, and you knew exactly what each other needed to do that. So with every little customer, you knew where that person needed to be. You knew who needed to be a $400. You knew who needed that, make sure auto ships were ran. So the communication was a constant thing. You guys, that's the fun and the adrenaline of this business when you're all working towards a common goal. But it's like Sarah said, it doesn't start the 25th of the month. It starts like at the beginning of the month, and having that commitment that, you know what, by December 31st, I am going diamond. I am going to claim that $10,000 diamond bonus. And because of that, there's someone on my team that's going to claim a $1,000 emerald bonus, and know who your rubies are, and that make sure all those ducks are in a row. And so that there's a constant communication, and you can tell when your team is building that way. Yeah. I can't say the word camaraderie. Whatever. Yeah. But that's there, and that everyone's excited. So when that system changes over, and all of a sudden you see a new promotion there, it's because there was a group of people, that it was not all on yourself. This business is not meant to be built alone. Like, it is not meant to be built alone. And I just hear that. However, you need to find the right people to build with. So it might take a lot of people, to find your emeralds. And I think Sarah and I are dealing with that in our, 2.0 spot, that it might take more than what it took the first round. But you know what? There's people out there that need this business and see a vision for it and want the income, and they're willing to do the things that it takes to grow and to build and to promote and to grow their checks. And so that's the beauty of it. So communication is everything when it comes to month end, and knowing, just starting from December 1st or whatever, you just print out your steps to success. That's our job. The steps to success is our job. So 4 low customers, 3 distributors every single month. Double it. Challenge yourself. Fill that thing out 2-3 times if you can. But the minimum, I think you and I have always said, my bare minimum is going to be that sheet of paper, and I'm doing my job as a distributor if I can do that. So if you're wondering, where do I start? Why is this business not working? Let's just start there. 4 low customers, 3 distributors. Do that by December 31st, and just know the power of those 3 crazy simple steps. And I think, we did. We told each other every single move, not because we had to, but because we were excited about it. I still am excited when I send a distributor, and I will tell her, I'm like, dude, I just found this rock star. I just love everything about her. Or we've been talking forever, and I'm so excited that this is something that she wants to do. I still say that. Danielle, in her mind, even though that's not where she's building, that's not where she's focused, she does not have to question if I'm working my business. She knows because I tell her. That's what it comes down to. And not because I need a pat on the back, but because I'm excited about it. And so that's the thing. And that's one thing that I really push on for my team is I say, tell people when you sign a loyal customer, tell whoever it is, who's your accountability partner. Maybe it's your sponsor, maybe it's a sideline person, maybe your sponsor has quit. It doesn't matter. But just find that person that you can kind of link arms with, and tell them when you sign loyal customers. Tell them when teammates under you are having success. And that, we just always have done that. And so
we don't have to go watch eSuite. And you know, we had some of our biggest promotions on my team after being stuck in a rut, which we will probably touch a little bit on that. But after being stuck in a rut, one of my biggest promotions in getting out of that rut was during a month that we didn't even have eSuite. How did it like, so we couldn't see when people were enrolling customers, we couldn't see volume, and we made it happen, like triple diamond promotions, doubles, I mean, diamonds, emeralds, all the way down. And we made it happen by mapping. Okay, if you don't map, you need to map. So if you have your steps to success that you need to be printed off, you have to have a freaking map. You need a map. And then texting each other, like you're in a team. You should have each other's numbers. You shouldn't have to watch their move through eSuite. And so we text each other. We said, hey, this is what we just signed up. This is the volume that's coming with it. And it was insane. And I remember people being like, how did that even happen? I'm like, it happened because we were so stinking determined that we'd worked so hard to get there that we were like, okay, we get that we don't have eSuite, but that's not stopping us. Like we already had it in our mind starting October 1st that these promotions were there. Like we were ready. Last month we were set up nice, and we just were like putting the cherry on the top that month. And we didn't let it stop us. And it was probably one of my favorite promotions. I mean, all promotions are super exciting, but probably one of my favorites because, like you said, the camaraderie was insane. Like we had the odds against us, you know, that month. And we could have easily made excuses or said, this is season, or no one's gonna be promoting because we can't track this or that. And really, in all honesty, we continued to put loyal customers in the computer, and we continued to welcome people to our team and wrap people and share what we love. And it did happen. Like we didn't need that. And so if you're determined enough, you're gonna get it. So that's what it comes down to.
Let's quickly talk about bumps in the road.
Yes, bumps in the road.
Only you have no.
Yeah.
Only you haven't. We both had some bumps in the road. Sarah, like, is part of her story, and I just want you to briefly share just a little bit about that. Like, what happens if you lose rank? Like, what in the world happens? It's terrible.
I think I'm still doing good. So in the beginning, it was like that. That's another thing that I think is probably good to even know, you guys, that maybe who helped you get to diamond isn't who's gonna help you get to double diamond. That may not be the people, and it's just because things happen in people's lives, and maybe their focus changes, and maybe it doesn't. And maybe you will have one person that's constant, and that's awesome. But just know that that's probably not what is going to happen. Things change around. So we promoted super fast. Double diamond, I think, I was double diamond in 4 months. And so we didn't even have a lot of the bonuses that are available now, and we still were excited to promote even without bonuses. And so anyways, double diamond in 4 months. My next month, I was like going triple diamond because we were set up for it. It was there, the volume was there. And then all of a sudden, who was a double diamond completely like quit. Like completely quit, like didn't respond to messages, just was gone, right? So of course I'm devastated. And I'm like, I don't really understand what happened. Sometimes that's just people fall off the map, I guess, which I didn't know happened.
I'm saying you're lying to her too. I'm like, I don't.
You know, and so I remember thinking like, first you think like, let me go down and see who I can help here, right? And so I did. And the thing, sometimes that's hard, is that some of those people are like, well, okay, but I joined this person, like, where is she? You know, and that's kind of what happened. So as I was kind of continuing to reach, because this was like in my head, this was my map of how I was getting to triple diamond, right? I was stuck on it. I was like, this is the shortest route. This is where I'm going. And in that time, it's like it kind of all just kept like dwindling down and dwindling down and dwindling down, right? And so of course I'm discouraged because I don't really know why somebody would stop that close, because it doesn't make sense to us, right? It doesn't make sense to us, and maybe it's because we don't know everything that's going on. I have no idea. But here's the thing. So I kind of sulked on that for a while, probably sulked a little bit longer than I should have. And really, some of the best things that I learned out of that, so I remember it was like, I was down to I was almost triple diamond, had the volume, everything for that. My volume was still awesome, you guys. It was just that my map was like, I needed a lot more boxes. I needed a lot more people to add to the team, that type of thing. And so it went down to diamond. And I remember thinking like, what in the heck? You know, like I'm still working super hard. I'm getting frustrated. Like I'm still welcoming people, but I feel like I'm the only one working. Okay, so I went to conference. I went not because I thought conference was gonna blow my mind. I went because I was like, I'm gonna go for a weekend with my girls. This would be awesome, that type of thing. And I remember going to conference and I thought to myself, okay, I would sit there, go from 9 to 5. And I remember at 5, I'm like, it can't be over. Like, I need more. Like, the guest speakers were awesome. The people sharing the stories were just amazing, you know? And Danielle really hadn't hit a bump in her road at all. And then, so it was so nice. I just remember leaving there and I was like totally filled up. And I'm like, these people are awesome. Like, this vision's awesome. I remember calling my husband. He's like, whoa, you know, he wasn't there. So he's thinking I'm like crazy. And I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I'm going for this, you know? I'm doing this, like, I'm not quitting. I'm taking that out of the equation, because even though I was still a diamond and I was still making more than a diamond makes, so it was like over, you know, diamond makes what, $2,000 a month. I was still making a lot of money, extra money. And I had to kind of like have a pep talk and be like, you're still making this much money, well over your goal of 500 in a year, right? I'm well over that. And so why would I quit? Like, that's stupid. Why would I quit? And so I remember coming back from conference, and you guys, they offered bonuses that year. Those were when good bonuses came out. We're kind of old. Yeah. In this business. It's good though. It shows you that there's longevity in it. So anyways, but the good bonuses came out, and I was far from triple. I was far from it, you know, and it was crazy, you guys, because in my mind, I was just like, it's not that I'm counting myself out of that, but I just was like, I know I have a lot to do. You know, I knew I had a lot to do, and I was okay with not getting one. I was okay with that. And the thing is I started brand spanking new on my top. So I had my 1-2 legs, right? And I was going for that 3rd leg for my triple. I started brand new. Like, not that I left this side. I was still offering my time here, but I was just like, I'm done grasping at like literally nothing here. Or like giving a lot and not feeling like I'm getting a lot back kind of thing. So I started brand new. Best thing I ever stinking did. Not my fastest route, but the smartest route. And so then when we came back from that, then I remember, I think then it was in October that I promoted to triple. And then the next year when the bonuses came out, I was set up, grad presidential, and then the next year it was ambassador. And so from there, I learned a lot about myself. I learned like that I can only focus on what I can control. And so I knew I could do my steps to success because I like to work. Like, I am a hard worker, I'm committed, that type of thing. I knew that I could offer my team what I would want to be offered to my team. And that's what I focused on. I didn't focus on who wasn't running their auto ship. I didn't focus on who wasn't doing something. I focused on the people that were messaging me when they were signing up loyal customers. I focused on the people that were adding to their team. I focused on those new team members with them and teamed up to help them get started. I was going to wrap parties that were not mine. It didn't matter. I was like, you know what, even though you sponsor her, if you can't be there because you're working and I can, I'm going. Like, we're gonna have this wrap party. And so we filled in the gaps and we just worked super well together. And I came out so much stronger, you guys. Probably stronger just even in myself and learning a lot about myself, pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And also just knowing that you are gonna have bumps, and on the other side of it is just 10 times better. And so honestly now, like, you know, if you have a bump in your road, or maybe this year's been a little off for you, not that I welcome it, because it's not that I like that, but I also know, like, that is not the end of the stinking world. Like, that's not the end of you. That's not the end of your journey. And I think that you know, it's been pretty great since. And so just know it happens. It happens to people at different times in their business. You know what, for some it might happen right away. Maybe you have a slow start, and then all of a sudden once you figure some things out, you're like off and you're unstoppable. Or maybe you have a fast start in the beginning and then you have kind of a moment there, and it's like literally preparing you for your next explosion, right? So I feel like it kind of prepared me to watch my team when it was gonna triple within a month, or my check was gonna do that, and I was prepared for that this time. And so, but just know, like, we talk a lot about comparison too. It's easy to do that, but I always just say, like, whatever is happening with you, you're gonna be such a light to so many people, because it will happen to other people at some point. And we get to say, like, the best is yet to come. And that's what I really love about that. So, and I'm not afraid to share that, you guys, either, because I think it's extremely relatable to so many people. And so like, did I like it happening at the time? No, obviously not. Like, you never like it, but at the same time, I share it. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't feel like it was because I wasn't working hard. It was just stuff happens like that. And so, and just know you can work through it, and you're gonna have a story to share with a lot of people, and it could happen to them too. So
I love that. So she, like, through that whole thing, like, I just saw this like incredible leader emerge, and I think just through like self-development and putting the right team in place, where now Sarah's business, and I get to say, like, I sponsored this little girl. It would take like fatalities for her to lose an ambassador promotion, just because, but I just think, like, I always like go back, like, if she would have quit, if she would have said, you know what, I'm super frustrated, this is the end of the road, like, I can't come back from this. If she would have done that, there's so many beautiful things that have happened in her life since that moment, and that has like emerged an incredible leader and an incredibly strong team, and so many leaders underneath you that are now like promoting to a presidential ambassador. Like, it's crazy and super fun to watch. So I'm glad you stuck it out. So
check it out.
Just kind of in finishing, you know, talking about accountability partners and talking about having someone, or having lots of someones, you know, and for us, I think that the non-negotiable of this business is each other and our teams and our passion for, you know, I have such a loyalty to our corporate team and to so many sideline people, and just the importance of having accountability partners in this business, and finding that one person that, you know what, like the day Sarah signed up, I just thought, you know what, I don't know where this journey is going to take us. I just know the two of us together are unstoppable. We are going to blow this thing up. And I had messages to Kelly saying, oh my gosh, if Sarah signs up, the words were game over. And it's been game over. So you're looking at 2 ambassador diamonds. You're looking at 2 millionaires club earners. You're looking at 2 best friends that just took a chance on $99. But also are continuing to dream bigger, you know, and I think our next step is Black Diamond, and that's crazy. And knowing that, you know what, we're going to see each other through to the completion of whatever goals we are, and we're going to be here for the longevity of this business. And I would much rather make multi-millions of dollars in one single company than think that there's something better elsewhere. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited that we get to do this together. So thinking about forward thinking, I always do this in my business. So just thinking, like, you know, what keeps me here? What keeps me driven? What keeps me moving forward? What are some of your visions with the future of ItWorks? So, like, where do you see yourself in a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
I just feel like this year has been like a good prep year again. And so, or even just having that feeling of getting, you know, you're starting over, but yet you're really not starting over, you know? But I kind of just feel like, again, like I get those moments where I'm like, we're just scratching the surface. Like, this is just crazy to me. And even thinking internationally, like, we haven't even touched that yet. Or when I'm out and about and somebody doesn't know about the wrap, like, I mean, my mind is just blown. So for me, it's welcoming a lot of ambassadors to my team. We have so many that are so close to pop. And you guys, if you think December is not a good month, like, you are so wrong. I almost went ambassador in December. We just had a few people that I was like, you know what, they're maybe not quite ready yet, so we're just gonna wait, you know, 1 more month. But like, we were ready to go ambassador in December, and I wanted that more so, even just, again, to prove wrong, like, this is a good month to be promoting. This is a good month to be building super strong, because those are the years where I've worked hard. You know, September, October, November, December, I pushed really hard. Even though, yeah, maybe some other people are really distracted, I stayed on board. It's like, that's when I was able to get some of those good bonuses. You know, it was the year that I sat back and was kind of sulking in something of what people weren't doing, that I wasn't set to get that triple bonus. And I was okay with that. I knew what I had done once I had gone to conference and kind of, you know, had it flash in front of me. But I just think we're just scratching the surface with it. I'm excited to welcome so many more ambassadors. Black Diamond is scary, but I'm going for it. Like, that's what it is. And I know that this is an opportunity that can get you there. And not because that you need necessarily, even the financial side of it, just be like, you can do that, you know?
I love it. I guess just I said it, I took the words out of my mouth, but just like thinking of the excitement of this company. So when I think about the future of ItWorks Global, I think, okay, if Pam and Mark and Mike are not sitting down, none of us should be sitting down. If they have a game plan for 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, a plan in place that you get to now, your kids get to inherit your business and you get to create
Yes.
a legacy. I'm not looking at my five baby years of this business and thinking that I even come close to what my potential is doing, or I've even come close to the human being that I get to be, or that I've been able to give back as much as I want, or invest my time and money and energy into things that I'm passionate about. And I love that this business gives you options. So just in closing, I just want to encourage everyone to stop. If you're in this place where you're thinking, you know what, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if this is where I belong. I don't know if you weren't very happy in 2016, maybe you were thrilled in 2016 and you're ready to bulldoze 2017. If you're in that place where you're just thinking like, kind of just feeling this thing out, I don't know if this is where I belong, I'm just going to tell you, I encourage you to stop being complacent and stop being complacent in your business and in your life. And I'm talking to myself too when I say these words, and start looking outside of yourself, because I think there's so much beauty in the fact that this business gives you options, and it gives you options to be whomever you want to be and to give to whatever you want to give. But you have to put some time and energy and work and some love and some passion and some commitment into this business for you to get to those goals. And so, Sarah, leave us with one last tip of what you could tell people of ending this Don't Stop December and moving right on and running through, Mark talks about running right through that finish line into 2017.
And Mark was talking about too, his line right now is commit, don't quit kind of thing. And that is what changed my business 100%, was figuring out what I needed, getting my questions answered, or stop questioning the process and just being 100% 2 feet in. Like, stop looking left and right and just see what's in front of you and being 2 feet in, knowing that you're here for a reason and you have all the tools in front of you to do exactly what you intend to do. So, and honestly, even go beyond that. So my thing is you are going to grow during this business, especially if you're here for a longer period of time, which most people want to be, and accept that, that is going to be a part of it. You're going to love that part of it. And when you start embracing that, you are going to truly be unstoppable. So 2 feet in, stop questioning. Like, that was what changed my game 100%.
I love it. I think we should cheers. We
said
we weren't going to be long-winded, and we were like looking at other awesome leaders, and they were like, 40 minutes. Oh, they went over an hour.
We're like 40 minutes, an hour. Are we
what are we going to have to talk about? You guys.
Sorry, and we didn't even hit half our bullet points. So here we are.
Nailed it.
So cheers to an amazing end to 2016 and making 2017 your best year yet.
Awesome. Cheers.
Love you guys.